Hello and welcome to the Talking It Up Show. I'm your host, Arlene Edwards. Real talk by real people on real issues. And we have a great broadcast for you today. Kenyatta Horn, Vision Builders Academy. You parents, if you're watching today, I don't want you to make a move because they have a concept for teaching your child that they can bring the best out in them. And also our musical guest, our special musical guest, Chris Parker, with his brand new CD release, Psalms of the Heart, all in today's broadcast, and of course, Dr. Dan Powell of Wellness. So we'll be right back after this message.
Talking it up. Talking it up. Talking it up. Talking it up. Talking it up.
I'm Reverend K.B. Martin, pastor of the Antioch Baptist Church. I want to personally extend an invitation to you to join us in our weekly services, 7:45 and 10:45 a.m. worship, Bible study Tuesday 6 p.m., and 1 hour in the Word Saturday at 9 a.m. Antioch is the church that reaches out.
Did you know in the United States someone dies in a drunk driving accident every 52 minutes? I know the statistics all too well. We represent the innocent victims of alcohol-related crashes. We see firsthand the devastation that alcohol can cause for victims and their families. Too often it leads to serious injuries or worse. On behalf of the Chandler Law Firm, a law firm representing injured people, we urge you, please don't drink and drive.
We're back and we're live in studio with Kenyatta Horn.
Yes.
Mrs. Kenyatta Horn.
Yes.
She's the director of Vision Builders Academy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You and I and Chris, there was some memo in the air that this was supposed to be blue, and you're stunning.
Thank you.
So it just kind of works. It works. And your partner is here off camera.
Yes.
And we want to say hello to Margaret.
Yes. Margaret Mackey.
Margaret Mackey.
Yes.
Tell us about Vision Builders Academy.
Vision Builders Academy we are a non-traditional learning center. We have found that the public school system, everyone says that it is broken.
Yeah.
But we're not trying to fix it. We're,
Because it takes too much time.
yes. We're trying to offer families another alternative.
Yeah.
We provide the students with learning experiences.
Okay.
In a non-traditional manner.
Okay, so now when you say non-traditional, expound on that, because there's some people that are pulled in about the concept, but when some people hear non-traditional and they
Right.
happen to be entrenched in tradition, we
Exactly.
may lose them. So just
Exactly.
elaborate a little bit more.
When I mean non-traditional, we don't focus on textbooks.
Yeah.
We let our students know that you can learn in many different ways.
Exactly.
Every day we're learning, from different experiences, going to the grocery store,
Right.
from going shopping for
Yeah.
vehicles,
Yeah.
balancing a budget, things of that nature. So we've taken several different trips. For instance, we went to Target and did a scavenger hunt.
Really?
Yes, we went to Target to do a scavenger hunt,
Uh-huh.
and our younger students, they worked on unit rate. So they would get two of the same product and different sizes, and then look at the prices and determine which one would be the better buy.
Yes.
And our older students, they focus on the nutritional value
Oh, you got me. You got me.
of different products, and based
Exactly.
off the sizes.
And
things
it's
of that
still
nature.
the same field trip. And you can have all sorts of learning activities going on at that same field trip based on their age. Wow.
And we actually don't focus so much on the age as we do
Okay.
ability levels and interest.
Now, why is that?
Because in the real world,
Yeah.
you could be 50 and I could be 20, and we're still working in the same place.
That's exactly right.
You
And the
know-
20-year-old, maybe your supervisor.
Exactly. But we're expected to learn, so we focus
Yeah.
on the skills necessary for learning. So not so much traditional curriculum
Yeah.
and things of that nature, but the skills that you're going to need.
But and I really hate to say this, but I am. So if there's a hit, I'll take the hit.
Okay.
My youngest I homeschooled because I noticed that she learned different, not that she had a learning disability. I don't believe in learning disabilities. I believe that we all learn different. So Vision Builders Academy has created an environment to embrace the fact that we all learn differently.
Yes.
But the end result is we learn.
We learn. And we believe that all students can learn.
Yeah.
And so what I might need to do to learn a concept may not be the same thing
Right.
that you need to do. I'm not as much of a hands-on person, but my partner Margaret is more of hands-on.
So it's a balance.
It's a balance.
Exactly.
It's a balance. So it's whatever you need to get it.
Right.
And we can tailor it to each individual
Wow.
student. So it's a
Wow.
unique process where we have, like say for instance, measuring.
Yeah.
We had one student who was measuring the windows because we moved into a new building, and
Congratulations.
so thank you. We needed blinds, and so the students needed blinds. So the students measured the windows.
Awesome.
So they measured the windows to determine what blinds that we needed, and once we got the blinds, we had another student who actually put the blinds up with the drill and everything. The same particular student in the public school was deemed to have a learning disability, but we had
because they didn't fit that mold and
not
that
at all.
model. It is disappointing to me, Kenyatta, that everything is cookie cutter,
yes,
and everything can't be cookie cutter.
no, because we are all so very different in
Unique,
our
and that's the uniqueness.
yes, with our strengths and our weaknesses. But this particular student, we had a stereo system that was donated to us, and it didn't work. It would turn on, but we got no sound.
And they were able to take it apart.
He took it apart. He went online and pulled up the the manual. He went through and did the troubleshooting guide, and he couldn't find anything. But then the beautiful part is, then with his father,
Yeah.
brought it in home, and they found what was wrong with it. It was a very small part. His dad helped him to use the
Oh my God.
soldering
Oh my
iron,
God.
and he fixed it.
How old?
He's 13.
13 years old.
13
so
years
how
old.
many years, and you don't have to answer this question, so how many years in the traditional sense, and we can use that word now so that people get it, in the traditional sense that this child was labeled
Probably
with a
most
learning
of
disability.
his, most of his life, because
Oh my God.
when we think about the traditional sense of testing and standardized testing, they would have taken that same stereo manual
Right.
and taken a page out of it and then asked questions about
Wow.
a scenario.
Wow.
And he probably wouldn't have gotten those questions correct. But the fact that he had that actual stereo there and he was able to take it apart and play around with it and troubleshoot, he was able to solve the problem. And that's what we want. We want problem solvers.
Yeah.
We say that kids today can't think. Well, when do we give them the opportunity?
Yeah, you never
to
give them an
think.
opportunity to do that. I really appreciate what you and your partners are doing at Vision Builders
Thank you.
Academy. If someone is watching us today and they says, well, I never thought about it that way, and I want my son or daughter to go to that academy, how do they go about doing that?
They can go to our website, which is www.vbacademy.net.
Yeah.
And they can send us some information, or they could call at 706-303-4262. We'd be happy, to help them with the process,
Yeah.
to meet with them, to answer any questions that they may have. And we always involve the student. So the student has to have a vested interest in his or her success.
Wow.
So the student is part of the whole process.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
I don't have any young children that are school age, but you've given me hope that there are some children that will not fall through the cracks any further.
So then that's what we prayed that won't happen.
You're doing that. Vision Builders
Builders
Academy, and it's in Martinez.
Martinez, Georgia.
Yeah, but anyone that's in the viewing area, if they want their child to be there, it isn't based on their being in a particular district.
No, they don't have to be in a particular district.
Awesome.
We've had students from North Augusta, South Carolina, to
Awesome.
come over to us, and it's kindergarten through 12th grade.
Awesome. Doing a great, great job.
Thank
you so much
you.
for being with us. You heard it, Vision Builders Academy. There is hope. We're going to take a quick break, and I want to thank Kenyatta Horn for being with us. Take a quick break, and we're going to continue this relationship, and if there's anything we can do to assist you, we're at your service.
Thank you.
We're taking a break, and we'll be right back after this.
Talking it up. 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 Talking it up.
Probably the best thing that happened to me after I retired was enrolling in the Nuclear Care Partners program.
Living with a chronic illness is a challenge not only for the patient, but it becomes a diagnosis for the whole family.
One of the main things is their encouragement and their willingness to help me.
So if you or someone you know was a former Department of Energy worker, we would encourage you to make the call and get some information.
We're excellent nurses, and we just care deeply about this population.
Fly Augusta Regional Airport. It's good for the community.
Before I fly, I always check flyags.com.
Fly local, fly global.
It's my hometown airport with worldwide jet service.
Easy in, easy out.
Lower fares.
Better reliability.
Fast, friendly, secure.
Every time you fly out of Augusta Regional Airport, you're supporting our community.
Augusta Regional Airport. Fly there, fly home.
Talking it up.
We're back, and I love my job. I get to interview these handsome young men. This is one of my sons in the gospel, Chris Parker. Hello, darling. How are
Hello,
you?
Mother. Good to see you.
And he said, hello, Mother. Isn't that cute? We just want to take your jobs and do this. Congratulations, Chris Parker, Psalms of the Heart.
Thank you.
Your release date is coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're excited about that. But I'm excited that you have gotten to the point that it is on CD. I remember the first time that I heard you, and it was the very first time. It's not like you had just started singing. It was the first time that I had the pleasure. And you have such humility. You you have some people when they enter the room, Right. And you know they've entered the room in not a good way.
Yes, ma'am.
It's like, look at me, I'm here, yada, yada. Like whatever. But that's not your personality. And when they introduced you, we were at Bishop's Church in Beach Island.
Beach Island.
Bishop Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
And when they introduced you, the congregation went up. They knew, but I didn't know. And when you took the microphone and started singing, I said, that don't make any sense for anybody to sing like that.
Thank you.
I was so moved and really blessed to have the pleasure to experience the music ministry of Chris Parker.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think we had a conversation about what's on the horizon, and you've been working toward this.
Yes, ma'am.
Since that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
But tell us about the music of Chris Parker.
I sure will. The music, it is definitely comes from the heart. So the title speaks for itself. Just been working in this contemporary praise and worship music that encourage, inspire, uplift, and definitely invites you into the presence of God.
Right.
So it's been a journey, a journey of ups and downs, people walking out, wanting to quit and give up. But I'm just grateful that I endured.
Yeah.
And because I endured, I know that God will continue to bless me and keep his hand upon me. So we have some great people on the project. Mr. Marlon Stokes, MD Stokes. He is the man. Yes, sir.
Musical mastermind.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He is on a track with me entitled No One.
Really?
One of my big brothers, Miles Milling.
Get out
of
here.
New Movement.
So you made it a family affair, really?
I made it a family affair. That's right.
Wow.
Because I really do believe that together we can accomplish more than we can apart.
Yeah, I just can't stop saying how proud I am.
Thank you.
Of you. Normally when we have adversities and when we believe that that person was a key person and they're no longer there, we have to step back. But I believe that God puts people in our lives for a reason, a season, a lifetime.
Yes, ma'am.
But what we do, we make the seasonal people lifetime.
Yes, ma'am.
And they were never supposed to be a part of that lifetime journey.
Wow.
They had an express purpose for that time in that season. And you will know when the season ends. But when you hold on to them, that's when the problem comes.
That's right.
Ask Abraham.
That's right. That's
right.
That's right.
So, you know, they were a part of the journey.
Right.
When you get to the stop sign, you don't take the stop sign with you.
That's right.
You stop. And then when it's time for you to go, you do what?
Keep going.
You keep going. And
That's right.
And that's how you got to.
Yes, ma'am.
Got to here. Your CD release is coming up real soon.
It is.
And I'm going to be a part of it.
Yes, you will, and I'm honored to have you a part.
Well, I'm
honored
that
to have you a part.
That you asked, and we're co-hosting with Ruben Freeman.
Yes, ma'am.
And he used to be a coworker, you know, so it's still a family.
Yes, ma'am.
Affair. And your manager.
Yes.
Who's your manager?
Who's my manager? My marketing manager right now is Tasha Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Tasha Adams.
Impact.
Impact Entertainment. That's
See,
right.
You better do those promos out there. Don't get dropped.
Impact Entertainment. I definitely don't want to get dropped.
Yeah, and she's passionate about what it is that she does. And I see that you are in good hands in every step of the journey.
Yes, ma'am.
So how can someone that's looking at you today make this a part of their library?
You can download on any digital outlet. It will be available June 27th on all digital outlets. All digital outlets, iTunes, Google Play, CD Baby, wherever you would like to get it, you can definitely download it.
All right. I'm going to ask you a stupid question.
Okay.
What's on the horizon for Chris Parker?
What's on the horizon for Chris Parker? Ministry.
Okay.
Ministry, you know, staying focused, remaining focused,
Yeah.
and going with what God says.
Yeah.
I do believe that this is my season,
Yeah.
and seasons change. So while I'm in this season and while it is my season, I just want to be obedient to fulfill the purpose and the mission I have to reach every soul that God has predestined for me to reach.
Yeah, powerful, powerful. There are persons that are aspiring to be the next Chris Parker. What would you say to them?
Don't give up and keep God first, because the race is not given to the strong man or even the smartest man or the quickest man or woman, but to the one that will endure.
And that's everything that you have to endure.
Everything.
It's on that journey.
Everything.
That's really on that journey. Chris Parker, Psalms of the Heart.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I love you and thank you.
I love you more. Stop and thank you for not giving up. I know it got hard sometimes.
That's right.
But thank you for not giving up. You need to have this in your music library. And I encourage you, you know, I get CDs like Psalms of the Heart, and especially when I'm making a long ride, and it's nobody but me and that music. And it helps me, I'll be honest, not to have road rage and all of that. You can get this CD and make it a part of your library. Chris Parker, Songs of the Heart. I love you.
I love you more.
And I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you. I love you.
See? Ta-da. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back after the break.
Talking it up.
No, you can't give up now. God is able and He's gonna bring you out. So no matter what you're going through, and no matter what it looks like, God is able. Yeah, yeah. No matter the trials life may bring, I don't care how hard it seems, God is able.
Talking it up.
Thanks, CSRA.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We're proud of the Augusta Regional Airport, and we thank you for checking flyags.com every time.
Worldwide jet service. Easy in, easy out.
Lower fares.
Better reliability.
Fast, friendly, secure.
When you fly out of Augusta, you're supporting our community.
Buy local, fly global.
Augusta Regional Airport. Fly there, fly home.
Probably the best thing that happened to me after I retired was enrolling in the Nuclear Care Partners program.
Living with a chronic illness is a challenge not only for the patient, but it becomes a diagnosis for the whole family.
One of the main things is their encouragement and their willingness to help me.
So if you or someone you know was a former Department of Energy worker, we would encourage you to make the call and get some information.
We're excellent nurses, and we just care deeply about this population.
It's Power Wellness with Dr. Dan. It's time for the Power Wellness segment with Dr. Dan Aiken, chiropractor. Dr. Dan, how are you?
I'm great.
Good.
Thanks.
I think we're color coordinated with the blue.
A little bit.
And,
Blue is the color of my office, so I kind of like blue.
The network. The network. I'm always, God, I anticipate when it's time for my chiropractic adjustment. It's just like, oh, it's time. Mm-hmm. Because I think during the course of the day, we carry the weight of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me before about a cute little story about the history of chiropractic.
Sure.
I'd like to hear that story.
Well, a lot of our viewers may not know a whole lot about it, but I find it really, really fascinating. But chiropractic has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't called chiropractic, but they knew that, adjusting the spine will help you a lot of different ways. So, their writings, even drawings back in ancient Chinese and ancient Greek did it. It was 3000 BC.
Oh my God!
Yeah, they found writing about it.
Really?
On basically what chiropractic does, and even Hippocrates.
Yes.
When medical doctors give the oath, that's called Hippocratic oath.
Exactly.
Father of modern medicine. He lived around 450, 500 BC. Anyway, he used to say that you should look into the spine because it's an underlying cause for a lot of problems, a lot of diseases.
So
he says you should learn the spine. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
He actually adjusted people. Hippocrates used to adjust people.
Are you serious?
He would manipulate their spine.
But had you not shared that history? I thought I knew the history.
Yeah. Well, there was no medication back then. They did natural herbs. They did natural things, like what we will call sort of supplements today.
Right.
And he manipulated the spine.
Isn't that
He did a lot of stuff. They believed in natural healing back then. And so that's what Hippocrates did.
Yes.
And he said you need to study the spine because that's where most of the problems are coming from. So, in United States, the history, we had people manipulating spines, but it wasn't really scientific. And in 1895, that's considered the beginning of chiropractic in the United States. Yeah. There was a gentleman by the name of D.D. Palmer.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Daniel David Palmer. And, he came to Iowa, Davenport, Iowa. And I believe he was Canadian, actually. He moved to Iowa, and he wanted to open a business there. So he did, downtown Iowa, and there was a building. There was a several-story building he was in. And this is all true. There was a janitor there by the name of Harvey Lillard, okay? And this guy did janitorial services, so he was probably having like a small business there.
Yeah.
Anyways, before D.D. Palmer came there, Mr. Harvey Lillard fell. He slipped on the stairs inside, and he tumbled down.
Oh, my God.
And afterwards, he lost his hearing. He became deaf. So when D.D. Palmer came, Mr. Lillard was already deaf.
So that was a trauma?
It was a trauma.
Wow.
And it caused him to be deaf. Anyway, D.D. Palmer, performed the first, adjustment, quote unquote, which wasn't called that way, and didn't really know what they were doing. So we don't really know what he did. But he could have, and this is just, some of these opinions that I read, he could have taken a Bible and hit him in the back, with a Bible. But whatever he did, he realigned his spine, not knowingly. So this guy regains his hearing.
Oh my God.
Mr. Harvey Lillard was able to hear afterwards. A few days later, he had his hearing back.
So he obviously took the pressure off
of the nerve that was involved,
off the nerve.
not knowing what really he was doing.
But could Could he repeat that?
No, he couldn't repeat that. He could not repeat that, but he got interested. So he started studying that, and before long, he opens the first College of Chiropractic, Palmer College of Chiropractic, which is still there in Davenport, Iowa. It's the longest standing one.
Isn't that something?
That's how he got
Well,
started.
I know something about you. I know that if you've had any sort of trauma, if you want to do something preventative, that's what the Power of Wellness is about.
Yes.
And I can guarantee you every time it's an exact science if you go to Aiken Chiropractic.
Well, we take it seriously today, you know. We have a license, we have everything. We got to do it seriously. Back then, that was just the start. Absolutely.
Awesome.
We treat people that fall down the stairs or get injured in car accidents or anything.
Yeah, Dr. Dan, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
You know, just made me smile. As far as we went back, you would have never fathomed that chiropractic adjustments were made available to people long time ago.
Yeah, they used to do it.
Awesome. Dr. Dan, Power of Wellness. I don't know, you're just a rock star. I thank you so much for being with us today, Aiken
I love
Chiropractic.
to be here. Thank you.
And I love having you here. And as I always say, Aiken Chiropractic is located 425 Lawrence Street in Aiken, South Carolina, 803-641-9191. And then you can go to the website, aikenchiropractic.com.
That's right. Excellent.
Cool. We're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back after the break.
Talking it up. Talking it up.
Did you know in the United States someone dies in a drunk driving accident every 52 minutes? I know the statistics all too well. We represent the innocent victims of alcohol-related crashes. We see firsthand the devastation that alcohol can cause for victims and their families. Too often it leads to serious injuries or worse. On behalf of the Chandler Law Firm, a law firm representing injured people, we urge you, please don't drink and drive.
I'm Reverend K.B. Martin, pastor of the Antioch Baptist Church. I want to personally extend an invitation to you to join us in our weekly services, 7:45 and 10:45 a.m. worship, Bible study Tuesday 6 p.m., and 1 hour in the Word Saturday at 9 a.m. Antioch is the church that reaches out.
Great broadcast. You say you're bragging on yourself? No, it wasn't me. It's the guest that made today a great broadcast. Vision Builders Academy, Kenyatta Horn. Get that information and you see that things will be different for your children when they're in a better learning environment. And our musical guest, Chris Parker. His new CD release, Psalms of the Heart. Congratulations, Chris Parker. And we will be with you real soon at that CD release. And of course, always Dr. Dan, Power of Wellness. And I appreciate each and every one of you for joining us each Friday, 1 p.m. right here on CW. And we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Talking it up. Talking it up. Talking it up.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is
it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.